Happy Fri-Yay. That's right, Fri-Yay. Best day of the work week. Because that means that the weekend is only a couple of short hours away. And we're ready for it. And today we're talking about Transporter 2. And you get to hear a special story from me. We'll be right back.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
Hey, Squeaky. What were you asking me about Bruno Mars music? A song you liked and you had a question? Yeah. No. Versace? The song Bruno Mars is singing is not about ramen or wine. It's Versace on the floor. That's a designer label. Oh my goodness.
Happy Fri-Yay. That's right. The end of the week. Oh, the weekend is right around the corner. So excited. And I have a quick question for you. What does Transporter 2 and Hurricane Katrina have to do with each other? And what do they have in common? Stick around and you'll find out. All right, like and subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here and hitting that button and hitting that bell so you're notified every time a video comes out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, in case you're wondering. In the description box down below are links to all our website and a bunch of different things that we use here and enjoy and appreciate and like and think we've tested this stuff. Tested it well. Coffee, baby. Can you tell? Like Blackout coffee. It is delightful. And there's promo code to save you some of your hard-earned money right down there. All right. They don't pay us. It's just great coffee. All right. So let's get into it. A little history, if you will. 2005. Sadly, it's when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans and decimated that entire area. Sad. Very sad. Not making light of it. It's a terrible tragedy. And that same year, Transporter 2 came out. And no, that's not what they have in common. We'll get to that. Don't go anywhere. You'll want to hear this story. Let's look at this real quick first. Transporter 2, 2005, rated R, hour and 27 minutes. Transporter Frank Martin surfaces in Miami, Florida, and is implicated in the kidnapping of the young son of a powerful U.S. official. Directed by Leterrier, or whatever, same guy that did the first one. Written by Luc Besson and Robert Mark Kamen. Starring, of course, Jason Statham, Amber Valletta, Kate Nauda, numerous other people. All right. Wasn't sure if they were going to be able to do it, but with the second one, they upped the quality. I mean, the story, it was still absurd. Frank has moved to, he's helping somebody out. He's helping somebody he knows out. And is acting as a driver for a young boy from this United States official's son. He's driving him to appointments, to school and back, etc. He's just the driver. So he's not really transporting, but he is, if you count the child. Right? So this movie's fantastic. Excuse me. With the exception of the fact that one of the bad guys, the girl, basically spends the entire movie in her underwear. Like, in public, like, completely unaware that her butt's out. And she's showing off entirely too much. It's just, that part's weird. Like, that's something you would see maybe in a French film. But it's supposed to take place in Miami. I know it's hot in Miami and people walk around in bathing suits, of course, but this girl's straight up in her drawers. Weird. That's the weird. Like, looking for a thumbnail, I had to, like, scroll through all these pictures of this girl's butt. And I was like, did they give her butt a credit? Like, for this acting role? It's weird. All right. No joke. This movie's great. The addition of a child that Frank cares for, it adds a layer of delightfulness to this movie that the first one didn't have. As we talked about on Wednesday, he has an honorable moral code. When you add a child to that he cares about because he spent time with this child now, it adds another layer of stakes to this movie that the first one did not have. And it's great. It really makes the movie better. It's phenomenal. Now, this movie has nostalgia for me. It's nostalgic for me, and I'll tell you. I'll answer the question from earlier. All right. In 2005, after Katrina, I was working security, which I did numerous times throughout my life. And me and a lieutenant in the company I worked for and a sergeant in the company I worked for, the three of us went to New Orleans to do security when our company was hired, right? And we went to New Orleans and stayed for 6 months doing security down there for different businesses. So to help people not, there was a real big problem with people fighting over the materials that were there when they were trying to rebuild. And we would work 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Like, these two gentlemen I was with, they were much, much older than I was. I wasn't a young child at this point. I was a grown adult, but they were well on in age. But we would work 12 hours on, 12 hours off. We stayed in a mobile home, what have you. All right. And one day on our off time, this movie came out and it was at the theater there. We didn't have a lot of off time that we could actually do things, but right close to where we were at was this theater. And we went and watched this movie in the theater. Now, both of these guys have passed on at this point now. But what a delightful experience it was. Seeing this movie when it came out with these guys in the middle of such a disaster and horrific time. It was escapism that we really needed to continue with our job and to continue without it just tearing us down. Seeing all these people and trying to help all these people in a time when everybody needed help there. It wasn't like you could pick and choose. Everybody was in the same boat and trying to repair, to rebuild. And it was just a terrible situation. But my one memory of that time that was great was being able to go sit down and see this movie and get an hour and a half of escapism that was desperately needed in a terrible situation. So that's what they have in common. When I saw this was after Hurricane Katrina, and it was terrible, but this movie, and maybe that's why I love it so, but after rewatching it yesterday, not only does it hold up, it is so fun to watch, and I enjoyed every second of it. Jason Statham has upgraded the character in this movie to a level that you didn't have in the first one. And as good as the first one was, this just built on the character and built on the world, his world, and it's just brilliant. Lots of fun watching that. It's just a great movie. It's so fantastic. Matthew Modine is in it as well. He's the U.S. official. And if anything, he's the one bumping the road. Like he just overplays the angriness of that character. To me, it felt like, and he came off really unlikable. But anyway, all right, that's story time, and that is, my friends, the end of the week. This is definitely a must-watch. Love these movies. Monday we'll be back. We'll be talking about the third one because I can't let a trilogy go to waste. And honestly, the third one is the one I don't remember the most. So I don't know what happened there. Yes, I know that there is a Transporter Reloaded, which is in theory a fourth one, but it's not with Jason Statham because he had gotten too big at that point. And I may hunt that down and watch that. I've never seen it. So we'll see. I hope you guys have had a great week. I hope you're going to have a great weekend, and we look forward to having you back on Monday. But until then, just know you're not alone. Reach out if you need some help. The number's at the end of this and every video we do here. For Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd. We'll see you then.